Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm about to tell you how my parents ruined my life. But before I do, please hit like and subscribe. I knew very early on that I wasn't an ordinary kid. By 3, I could use a knife and a fork to cut apples to perfection. By 10, I could recite Shakespeare word for word. By 13, I could bake pastries that could give a French baker a run for his money. I've always wondered how I turned out to be so amazing. Maybe my great-great-grandma or grandpa was an extremely responsible, talented, sophisticated person, and I got my unique genes from there, because my parents were a total mess. Dad owned a vineyard, and every year he would struggle to create a new wine variety, and every year he'd fail. Mom was a self-involved ex-beauty queen who kept complaining about how she gave up everything for her marriage. Now her only talent was blowing up money we didn't even have on makeup and skincare. Like this one time when I was 16. Mom bought some anti-aging cream off the internet that gave her a bad reaction, and Dad had to pay a lot for her skin treatment.
My face looks like a swollen monkey's butt. This is all your fault. If only you were rich and I could afford plastic surgery. If only you were smart enough to read the label, darling. Did you just call me dumb?
If you keep screeching like a banshee, Mom, we'll have to get you new vocal cords too. But before I could finish, she picked up a tray next to her bed and flung it at Dad. Dad ducked, the tray hit the TV screen on the wall, and he ended up paying more to the hospital. Even though Dad was pissed, he went home early and arranged a surprise welcome home party for Mom. But she decided to surprise him instead by packing her bags and leaving for good. And divorce papers soon followed.
How could she leave me like that? I've done nothing but love her.
Please compose yourself, Dad, and let's not cry over spilled milk.
What?
You'll get over it. I'm not some stone-hearted witch, trust me. I missed my mom too, but I wasn't gonna bawl my eyes out like a silly baby with no self-control. One of those in the house is enough. Dad threw himself into work after that, while I focused on school and picked up baking full-time. By 18, I got a job at a small cafe, and life went back to normal. Then one evening, Dad told me excitedly that he'd finally found an investor, Mr. Sharman, for his new wine batch, and he had invited us over for dinner to talk further. That evening, we were welcomed warmly by Mr. Sharman. He was showing us around his mansion, when suddenly, my world kind of stopped. This really gorgeous guy walked in, sadly with the prettiest girl on his arm. Apparently, he was Mr. Sharman's nephew and financial manager, Darren, and it was hard to keep my eyes off of him. At one point, he was feeding her grapes when one fell down. He bent to pick it up, and I saw the girl staring at me, staring at his butt. I got so flustered that I stepped back and knocked over a huge bowl of punch, getting plenty all over myself. So humiliating. As I cleaned myself up and walked out of the bathroom, I crashed into Darren in the hallway.
Wow, are you always this clumsy? Or do I have this effect on you?
I am not clumsy. I am the very picture of grace, and you have no effect on me.
My date said you were staring at my butt when the accident happened.
That's a false accusation, a blatant lie. Why would I be staring at your rear end?
It's okay, I don't blame you. I work out a lot.
Yes, it shows, and your behind is perfectly sculpted like a Georgia peach. But what does that have to do with me? Your girlfriend sounds like an insecure lady just making up nonsense.
I doubt that you would make her insecure. She's a model and you, well, you look and talk like you're Mary Poppins' daughter. No offense.
With that, he grinned and just walked off. I loved Mary Poppins, but it didn't feel like a compliment coming from him. I joined Dad and Mr. Sharman, but minutes later, someone tapped on my shoulder, and I nearly passed out when I saw, Mom?
Surprise! What is